All right, so I'm live here with C Sharp again, and because I've made such great progress in .NET and CDK, I figured I would just keep going with CDK here because it's a fun topic, and I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it, share my screen, and dive into this. So last time I had dived into the concept of using CDK and C Sharp and got some stuff working. And I want to keep going through and doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a little bit into the more of like a realistic, example here. And let's take a look at what we can build. So there's a hello Lambda, hello CDK, hello Lambda. This might be a good one. I think this is what was done before. So add a Lambda function to your stack. Here we go. In this case, this was a node one, and we can do CDK watch, API gateway. Let's take a look at something that looks kind of fun to build. Exposing our hit counter, which is kind of interesting. So this would be a hit counter. And what is this? So writing constructs with the user guide. Okay. So create a new file for a hit counter. In this case would be hit counter. And we would declare a new construct class called hit counter. And then the next thing would happen is we would make a Lambda handler. In this case, this would be using JavaScript. Now, one thing that is a little bit weird here is like, why do I have to use JavaScript if I could just use C Sharp, which would be something that maybe we would want to tackle. But let me just keep looking at what we got. So we have CDK pipelines. We created a pipeline for a developed app. Now this is a little bit more interesting. Update deployments. Here we go. Let's build a pipeline. Create a repo in the pipeline stack. Is source control. So in this case, this is using code commit. .NET build. I see. And this would use some security credentials, adding a get remotes. Just kind of thinking out loud here. So maybe what I could do as a next step here would be tweaking this a little bit because this is using code commits. And let's see, are they using code pipeline here? Let's keep going through the define an empty pipeline. Code pipeline. They're using code pipeline. And component breakdown. There we go. CDK deploy. Update pipeline. Create a staging. Add it. Well, let's try this out. Let's see if this might be a kind of a fun one to build. So I'm going to go back to my Cloud9 environments. And what I'm going to do here is I think I have no environments. Is that correct? Because I got rid of them all. So I'll have to do a little bit of setup here, which maybe was, let's double check. I have no more environments. Yeah, I guess I cleaned up all my environments. So I'm going to create a new one called CDK .NET. And we'll call this continuous delivery for .NET using CDK. So that seems interesting. And let's pick a big machine. So we'll do a kind of a beefy machine here, like a C5 4x large, or probably an 8-core machine. Here we go, M5 X large. Let's pick that one. That looks good. And if I remember correctly, in order to get the environment bootstrapped, this is always the part that trips me up, is I need to install the .NET Runtime and CDK. Now, I don't know if they show you in this tutorial how to do that, but let's look at it. So if you're using it, you obviously need .NET installed. There we go. So let's double check this. We want this installed, and we want to do Linux. Now, do we care about exactly .NET 6? We probably care about let's do .NET CDK AWS, and let's look at the official docs again here. So this is V2. Okay, that's what we want. So creating a project. So to work with it, required this one available here. So let's do that first. There we go. Download .NET Core 3.1, and we're going to want this one, which is back to where I was. And scripted installs, probably manual binary. So scripted installed, bash is required, is used for automation, manual installation. And if I remember correctly, for .NET apps, you can download the script from here. So let's do that. I mean, I guess the more you do this, the easier it gets. But we'll just do wget that. And then it is we want to do this. .NET install. Okay, and now what do I got? So we got .NET now. What else do they? First, you download a binary here. Alternately, after, remember to change the value to the downloaded binary. Set environmental variables. Why am I screwing this up here? So we did this. This is a scripted install. And then we can try this out. Let's try this real quick. Let's see if this works again. .NET command not found. So yeah, why I always screw this up when I'm installing .NET is that, why do I always mess this up? So install .NET on Linux by using install script or by extracting binaries. This is how to install it. But why do they give me such a weak explanation here? So they say to work with it, you must have an AWS account. And you can develop. We suggest you must have an AWS account. Blah, 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 blah. So we know the CDK works, but is supported. You can develop this, but if I requires the C# CDK requires .NET Core 4.3.1 available here. So did I not install that? Let's do that, which is what I thought I just did. .NET 6 package manager instructions, which is what I want. Script install. So this is what I did. For more information, so what does this do? That's a great question. So I guess I should read this. Script used to install .NET. Now, am I not putting in? I must be missing like an environmental variable or something. So we install it, but then how do I tell my environment? Obtain a script. Aha, this is what I'm messing up. I always screw this up. So set environmental variables. That's what I'm screwing up. And look, it's misspelled. Manual installing .NET doesn't add the environmental variable system-wide and generally only works for. So let's do that. Hopefully this fixes it. So really getting my environment set up is struggling with this. This is my biggest issues with .NET Cloud 9 is really not that good at it. And I guess I need this to do. Wow, why is this not working here? I keep making the same mistakes. So .NET. Yeah, why is this not here? I'm assuming add RVM to path. Okay, and then .NET root is home path. So if I echo this variable, what do we got here? Echo $, nothing. So what did I screw up? If I go back to this, already installed. Weird. So I'm missing. What am I missing here? I'm doing something wrong. There's bash .install runtime.net. First, so here's a manual install. Let me try this. So alternative to package manager, you can download and manually install the runtime. Manual is commonly used for downloaded binary. You do not need to install the corresponding runtime. So we have this for Linux. I'm assuming this would be x64, right? So install SDK, make dir. When the download is okay, so let's try this. So let's see if this will work here. So if I do wget, whoa, oh, direct link, wrong thing. So we'll go wget. Okay, so now I do tar, untar this thing, which is this. That's okay. Okay, and then it's going to say do this stuff, which we did. Oh, I guess I already did that. So for the terminal. So I already, oh, I see. Am I screwing this up? Let's do it the way they want. They're telling me in this documentation. Maybe I'm screwing this up. So I will do what they say. Everything. Export. And if I say .NET, I have .NET. Now, what's kind of spooky about this is if I change into a temp directory and I type in .NET, well, I still got it. Okay, and it feels like I created a time bomb here because are these paths correct here? .NET root $home. Let's double check. Let's put these two things together. So .NET root, oh, that looks correct. And then what's the other one they want is path is equal to. So this, I think I need to change that one. So this one looks suspect. Right, so I need to leave that. Come on, I don't want you down there. I want this. So we have .NET root, and then I append that to the path, which was whatever magic Cloud9 is doing right here. And I got it working. Now, the real test would be if I create a new terminal and I change it to the temp directory, does .NET work? Okay, so it works. So maybe I fix this. So I guess this is, I have to just kind of put this in my brain here. Like whenever I start a new Cloud9, I got to download manually the binary. Just remember that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a new terminal, and then I'm going to go back to our documentation, which is this. And I'm just going to test this real quick to see if this works and make sure that everything is good. Okay. CDK init can I be run in a non-empty directory? Oh, because I already did something. rm-rf my project. So let's do it again. And victory. Okay, not too bad. So that's pretty easy. I think the big issue is just the weakness that I have of getting .NET in Cloud9 is I just have not done it. I don't have enough muscle memory. So if I did get this working, so I'm not going to be able to finish it today, but the next step for me would be to go into do this, right? And so let's see here. What I probably need to do is put a repo real quick, and we'll call this one. Let's make a new repo called cloud9 .NET CDK. That would be kind of a good repo, and it will practice continuous delivery. I need to add some stuff very, very quickly to this because I only have a few minutes. We'll call this Visual Studio for the get ignore and do this. Okay, so got this working. I'm going to clone this, and I'm going to clone it in here. So we'll say get clone. This won't work yet. So we have to create keys, SSH, keygen, RSA. So this will set me up for next week when I get this working in a code. Because what I want to do is get this working in AWS Code Pipeline, do continuous delivery where I check in the code into GitHub. That would be the dream scenario. And so I'm going to need to go back here real quick and go to settings, go to SSH and GPG keys, make a new one, and we'll call this .NET. So I started off weak. I'm finishing strong here. and then next week is when I will be able to do a continuous delivery, which I think would be pretty cool actually. Doing continuous delivery using all AWS tools and doing .NET. And so now if I clone this, got this thing working, and what I would probably want to do then is remove this CDK file here, right? Remove the source directory, right? So basically, I would want to start over, and I would want to actually. I mean, we can start in this directory if we want, but basically, I want to put my CDK project inside of this Cloud9 environment, and then I want to get this working with the continuous delivery system. And so, I mean, I guess I could do a little bit of a like a kind of a sketch out here, and we'll say like steps to do, like steps to recreate. So recreate Cloud9. One is, remember, always download binary. I keep screwing up. Do that. Always get the binary downloaded. And then 2 is test CDK hello world, which would be something like this, right? And then 3, now let's get a variant of this working. Let's get a variant of AWS code pipeline with CDK working. So I think this will be good for next week. And so now I'm going to go to this environment. I'm going to say status. I'm going to check in this README. And I got to start adding the starts of continuous delivery for .NET. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I got a little bit of a derailed there, but then at the end, it got me thinking about how to do what I think would be a really cool project is code pipeline for CDK. And I'll take one of those existing projects and then push that live. All right, that's all I got for this week. And I'll see everybody next week.